Stephanie, when we embody the state in our conversations, what does our specific person feel? Well, they actually catch up on the feelings that you send about yourself and them. So let's just say you have a conversation, you're in a conversation with yourself where you say, hey, I'm so amazing, like I'm the catch, I'm the best he ever had. Then he will get the idea that you are the best he ever had. And then he will take action to reach to you. They practically feel everything you guys do. That's how your world is created, by reflection, because they reflect everything. Everything that you think about you, yourself, relationships, them, men in general. So your specific person is just reflecting back to you your state. That's what he's doing. So if you say, I'm so amazing, I'm the catch, I'm the prize, he will show up reflecting that you are indeed amazing and you are indeed the prize. And he will show up loving you and choosing you and making you a priority. Lucky me. Good match according to astrology. Tell your thoughts on astrology and compatibility between star signs. What if my SP and I are not a good match according to astrology? Look, I haven't seen a much limiting belief as astrology. Like, do you really want to be limited by star signs? This is a 3D limiting belief. You are the one that gets to decide. Like, why would you stop loving your specific person, or why would you stop dating them just because they're a different sign? Like, you have to rise above the limitations and conditions of the 3D reality. Astrology is just a limitation. Do you want to believe in it? I don't think it's beneficial, especially when you said that you're not a good match according to astrology. Hey, Danny. Yes, I'm so happy for you. Just write in English because this is alive in English. Ninu, what can I do when I look at my 3D and say nothing will change? Well, nothing will change. Maybe you start saying a different story that everything will change, because actually everything is changing. Like, the 3D, guys, is just your servant. It always changes. It's always changing to do your will. Congratulations, baby cupcakes. I just answered Ninu. I don't believe in signs, no. I used to when I was younger, but right now, no, because it's putting a limitation on yourself that it's useless. Why would I limit myself? Like the star signs. Like, I'm a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius obviously goes well with lion. I don't know how the sign is called, but who cares about signs? Like, I'm in charge. I'm the boss of my reality. I'm the creator of my reality. Why would I create my reality based on this limiting belief, based on star signs? Hello, wish fulfilled. Sophia Laros, can I talk about money? I'm lacking right now. Well, first of all, you are never lacking anything, because you are money. Like, you hold within yourself the concept of money. So how can you lack money? You believe you lack money because you don't obviously see in your 3D, and you perceive your 3D as lack. You believe that the 3D is separate from you. You believe that money are separate from you and have free will whether to come or not into your reality. So what you do is you start perceiving money as a concept that comes from within yourself, because that's what money are, actually. So if I am God and if I hold within myself all the concepts, why would I start assuming or start perceiving money as something outside of me? Like an outer power that has the power to decide whether it will come to me or not. So I understand I'm money. I understand I'm source of money, because without me, money wouldn't even exist in the first place, because I'm the one giving it life. So what I do is I decide how my wealth situation will be. I usually like going with, I have so much money I cannot even spend, because they are limitless amounts of money. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the camera so I can... Oh, okay, I found it. I just flipped the camera so I can light a cigarette. You guys understood. How much would you affirm for SP and self-concept? You said in your manual only once. Well, it's enough affirming only once, because what you do is you affirm to activate within yourself the state of they are mine. You're not affirming to get the 3D to do anything. You're just affirming to change self. So the affirmations are there to make you remind yourself that, hey, I am the husband material. I am the boyfriend or the girlfriend of my specific person. It's enough. Like, how many times do you have to order your food at the restaurant? You only order once. You don't have to go to the waiter and order it for like 20 times. Stephanie, when you have a bad circumstance, that's your fault. What's the best way to change it? Like, guys, I don't like saying that it's our fault, but we should take accountability for our circumstances. Nothing is our fault. Like, we can never get this wrong because we're God, we're source. And just by saying it's your fault, you are being in a state of, I fuck everything up, I never get anything done right, it's my fault, like I ruined my manifestation. So when you actually look at the circumstance, you don't want to say it's my fault. I created it unwillingly and unknowingly. Okay, I'll get over it. Like, I observe it, I see my power, I see what I can create, and from then on, you change the scenario, you change the script, you change the story. But you never have a bad circumstance. This is just you giving meaning. Even the worst circumstance can lead you to your outcome. And first of all, Stephanie, you don't sit around changing circumstances. You change who you are, and then something different is getting reflected in your 3D. Because if you are trying to change every little fucking circumstance, you will find yourself micromanaging. And this is not what we do. Do I even have my microphone opened? Okay. I see synchronicities happening to my SP and to my friend. Does that mean my intuition is right? There is no such thing as intuition, always creation. I don't believe in intuition. At least it's not. Intuition is you putting your faith and trust in something outside of you, like intuition. And synchronicities happening to your specific person and to your friend, this could be BBLs, that means birds before land. Neville Goddard never talked about birds before land. It was Florian Chauvel, if I get it right, but you'll get stuck in synchronicities. Why can't you just assume you have the whole manifestation and get done with it? Like, why don't you go into the end? I always get what I want. My life is perfect. I always have what I want. Danny Oltan, how can create instant contact with your specific person? First of all, that's what you want? Do you want contact? Like, isn't this a breadcrumb for the God you are? Or do you want the whole relationship, the whole marriage, the whole I love you part, the whole I'll give my life for you? Hey, E.T., you're gonna see me soon as soon as I finish with my cigarette. Money is an issue for me. I'm waiting for your answer, Danny. I'm not over with your question. I just want to see what you want to manifest. Money is an issue for me. My specific person is so wealthy and I feel inferior. Look, saying that money is just an issue for you and because of that you feel inferior, I believe that is just a lame excuse, a 3D lame excuse. You are trying to reason with yourself why you don't have your specific person yet, and you come up with all these excuses that, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, when actually it's you dwelling in the mindset of a victim. So when you are ready to step out of the mindset of the victim, that's when your specific person will show up loving you and adoring you. Because as long as you are a victim, he cannot be anything else than reflecting that you are a victim, can he? Lissy, do you write down your desires? No, I don't believe you need to write down your desires. Like, I know what I want. I don't have to write it down. Stephanie, no, my SP got into a relationship with someone else. So I seen his friend. No, Stephanie, your specific person didn't get into a relationship with someone else. Your insecurities got mirrored back to you. That's all it is. Like, circumstances are just a reflection of your insecurities. That circumstance was a reflection of your insecurity. So what you do to stop that reflection from reflecting, I don't know if it makes any sense, but I think, guys, you get me. What you do, you change who you are so that it doesn't get reflected anymore in your 3D. So your insecurities were maybe, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, he doesn't want me, he's on such a high pedestal, he can make his own decisions, I'm not in control of the decisions that he makes. This is all bullshit because people don't have free will in reality. So you start changing all the thoughts that created that circumstance. And you become, once again, the person that had your SP. It doesn't matter if you were never together. If you want him, he's yours. That's why you want him. Otherwise, why would you want him if he wasn't yours to have? How do you let know your subconscious mind what is your desire? It's already impressed, Lissy. Like, where does this desire come from? Doesn't it come from the subconscious mind? And from your question, I understand that you still believe the subconscious mind is something separate from you, that has its own power, that has its own life outside of you, that you cannot control it. But subconscious mind is nothing more than just a tool. I don't even know why you guys make the difference between subconscious mind, conscious mind, intention. Like, these are not separate things. It's just a whole. It's something that it's whole. You know, it's fulfillment within. So your subconscious mind already knows what your desire is. Where do you think the desire came from? It came from within you. Claudia, how to consistently enjoy 3D when there is a huge discrepancy between it and your desired reality. You enjoyed your 3D knowing that your 3D is your servant. Like, the 3D is not something separate from you having its own power. It doesn't have its own mind. You guys, you should stop. That's why I made the post, like, manifesting is not more of getting or of being. It's more of getting out of the habit of seeing your world the way you used to. So when you stop seeing your 3D reality as something separate from you that has its own mind, that's when you will realize that, hey, I create the 3D. I'm source of my 3D. I'm source of my 3D, therefore the 3D can only reflect what I am, what I want. He can only bring me what I want, because it's not a person. Can you manifest someone being miserable and sad without you? Yes, you can. Of course you can. But do you believe, Golden? Wow, I just messed your name. I'm sorry. Do you believe, Golden, that this is a way to, this is a means to a way? Like, do you believe if they're sad and miserable without you, that's why they will take the decision like, hey, I really miss this girl and I really want to be with her? Isn't that part of the process? Miserable and sad without, every desire is valid, but you have to ask yourself, why do I want them to be miserable and sad so that I can after that get my desire? This is a logical human mind. This is a logical victim mindset, that he must be miserable and sad without me so that he can come back. Yes, but look, he can be miserable and sad without you and he can never come back. Like, you can keep him in being miserable and sad and not reaching out to you. Kisara, today I was in the same meeting room with SP. He's just glanced at me. I'm hoping he will text me though. I'm hoping he will text me. He's such a Greek god, like I cannot even reach him. I hope he throws this crumb of little attention to me because I'm worthless. I'm not good enough for him. Do you see what you wrote, Kisara? Does this apply to you? He just glanced at me like, oh, I'm so happy I just got a little bit of his glance. He's such a wonderful person. Like, I can never match up his expectations. I'm not good enough. I'm not a prize. I'm not a god of my reality. He's the god of my reality, and he gets to decide whether I'm going to be with him or not, because he controls my world. He rules my world. Do you like that, Kisara? How to manifest win in lottery, please. Do you want to win in lottery because you want the money, or do you want to live the experience of being the jackpot winner? Because these are two different things. If you want the money, let the money come from different sources. If you want to be the jackpot winner, because I want to be the jackpot winner. I have this desire since I was 17, but I want it because I want to entitle myself. I want to label myself as the jackpot winner. So what I do is I start identifying, like, how would a jackpot winner walk, knowing that I'm the jackpot winner. I won the lottery. This is different. It's not about the money. It's about how you label yourself. Also, if you want the money, you start labeling yourself as a wealthy person. And then money comes as a reflection to match who you declare yourself to be. That's all about. Like, money is energy, love is energy, your specific person is energy. There are all concepts of self. Once you identify yourself, like, I am in a relationship, guess what? You'll manifest a specific person to match your declaration that I'm labeled. I label myself as a person in a relationship. So the 3D must match that and must bring in a specific person to have a relationship with. You're welcome, Lissy. Stephanie, so because I feel guilty for seeing his friend, that's why he keeps reflecting, SP can't be with me. No, this is you believing that you seeing his friend, it's what SP is not. This is way, Stephanie, this is way deeper than you believe it is. It doesn't keep reflecting your specific person can't be with you because you feel guilty for seeing his friend. It's because you assume that. Read again what you said. Hey, Claire. So it's not that. Why do you feel guilty for seeing his friend? I don't understand. What does his friend have to do with this? Why do you guys self-sabotage with no reason? You keep putting doubts and you keep putting blocks against you. Like, oh, this is the reason why I can't get my manifestation. Like, this is a block. I do have a block, and until I get over this block, I will not be able to have my manifestation. Well, what if you assume there are no blocks? What if you assume, like, he's mine? But maybe people are drama queens, or they like drama. I was like that. I was totally bored with having whatever I want. I just continued making drama for myself, because isn't it funnier, like, when you go to a restaurant and you order, like, your food, and just because you're bored that your food came to your table, you feel like, oh, how can I receive easily what I want? People are not how do I say it, are not comfortable receiving what they want without effort. They believe they have to put in effort. So what you do, you throw your food in the air and then you start searching for it. And you're asking, where is my food? Well, it was in front of you all along. Why did you throw it in the air? Oh, because I don't believe I deserve receiving what I want. I believe that I have to put effort in it. Otherwise, it will be taken away from me. Because if I don't put effort, then what do I have to give in exchange? It's okay, yes, but I'm kind of doing for ego purposes, you know. Okay, I'm not good with... Don't abbreviate. I'm not good with reading AK. I don't know what that is, but thanks for your advice. Well, do it for ego purposes. Why not? Every desire is valid. It's your life, it's your world. But if you want to keep him miserable and sad without you, do that. How can create text from my specific person? Myself, I create no contact, but I feeling sheets in my bones. Well, you cannot create a text from your specific person. It's already created. Like, do you want only a text? Okay, you got the text. Then what? Is that it? Like, you waste your God power for a text? Like, who is she? Is she some kind of... Oh, fuck. Just get your specific people out of the pedestal. At least put them equal to you. You're not even putting them equal, like you're begging for a text message, like it would make any difference. You got the text message, then what? What are you going to do? What are you going to want? Or do you believe that in order to have a marriage with my specific person, I have to have her call me, I have to go on dates? This is logical. Logical mind. She has to text me. Otherwise, I'm not God. How can I prove myself I'm God if I cannot get this fucking text message? What kind of God am I? Right? No, fuck. So many questions. I'll get all of you, don't worry. CJ, how do I manifest away nasty coworkers? It's your perception that they are nasty coworkers. Why would they be nasty? Like, what do you hold? What perception do you hold about yourself, ET? People are bad. They are not acting accordingly. They never meet my requirements. People are not there for me. Nasty in which way? Why are you laughing, wish fulfilled? I just hope I don't assume TikTok is going to ban my account for drinking water. So what should I do though? We haven't spoken after he left me on red. Kisara, I told you numerous times what you have to do, but you don't listen. Guys, if you're asking me questions just because you believe that there's a magical formula to it, or there's a magical affirmation, or maybe I can manifest for you guys, you got this all wrong. I told you numerous guys what to do. Kisara, who would you be if he were yours? Like, you have to become the person that has him. You have to be the person that he adores. You have to be the prize. You have to take him off the pedestal. You have to feel worthy enough. You have to feel chosen. You have to understand your God. Because being God contains all of this. I'm chosen, worthy, priority. I'm amazing. You guys are trying to manifest. You are trying to manifest something wonderful from a state of, I'm miserable, I don't have him, I'm a victim, I really need this thing outside of here to show me that I can have what I want. No, you decide I have what I want, and then it follows. The 3D never preceded. The 3D always followed your instructions. How do you embody another you? Oh, this is a nice question. I like it. Sarah, how do you embody another you so you stop being obsessed and crave for attention, calls, dates, etc.? What you do, Sarah, is you switch. You do the opposite. So you embody the one that you are being obsessed over, the one that you are being craved. So how would you feel if you weren't obsessed? And what you have to do when you embody the another you, so you can embody it either by visualization, you visualize yourself being obsessed over, you visualize people craving for your attention, texting you, or you can affirm, I am worshipped, I am loved, I am obsessed over, I am addictive, or whatever your technique is. You can do scripting, you can listen to songs that imply that you are obsessed over, that you are the catch, that you are the prize. Now, once you start embodying that version of yourself, what you do is you then observe your reactions to the world. So you start saying, I'm the prize, I'm worshipped, okay, I'm pursued. When you think about your specific person and you have that, how do I say it? You have that, I have to reach out, like I have to beg, I have to chase. Sit with yourself a while and ask yourself, is that what my version of me that would be obsessed over, would be pursued, would do? No, my version of me, the new me that I want to be, would chill, would know that it's pursued, and will know that I don't have to do anything to be pursued because this is who I am. Like, I'm fucking amazing. Like, who wouldn't pursue me? I'm the fucking prize. Let me show you how great I am. Paula, I feel a lot of people have extra confidence because of money. No, they don't. I know a lot of people that are millionaires and don't have any confidence at all. This is just another excuse you find that I cannot have my desire until I have no money. You understand? So I must be wealthy. This is a conditioning you are putting upon yourself. I have to be this and this. And you are conditioning yourself in the 3D world, with 3D concepts. Like, I have to be more beautiful, I have to be thinner, I have to have blue eyes, be blonde, I have to be this tall, I have to have that money, and then I have to heal my inner child. I have to affirm 20 times, and then I can get my desire. But if you did what I discussed with you, you wouldn't have to do any of this, because you would know that I'm God, I don't have to do anything. You guys understood why I flipped my camera. Well, I have to be comfortable too. So many questions. Kainala, thank you. You guys would be just patient. I will answer all the questions. Thank you, Lena. My day is great, Claudia. I decided it's going to be great. Well, Stephanie, yes, you always create the block. Just a minute, guys, so I see that I didn't close my microphone. I had my microphone off one day and I was talking by myself. You create a block. You create everything. So why don't you take the limousine to your desire? Why do you have to create blocks? I know that it's conditioning and people just don't believe they are worthy of taking things for granted. That's why they invented the excuse of you have to be grateful in order to receive your desire. Otherwise, you will be punished. Your desire will be taken away because you're not grateful for the crumbs life offers you. AKA, life is you. Life doesn't offer you anything, you offer yourself. So it's actually you. It's you against yourself with you. Paula, I am a drama queen for sure, but it's like I don't know any other mentality. Well, this is when you discover manifestation and you understand that you can be something else other than you currently are. That's why Neville said the desire is the desire to change and be someone else. The desire to no longer be or have what you have. What is a good affirmation for a blended family? That my SP wants us to be together and our kids. I don't understand. Blended family. What do you mean, private? Hi, how can I actually trust and believe and get rid of repetitive negative thoughts? Believe that you and trust that you are what? God? You do reverse engineer, that's how you trust. And you see how many things you manifested until now. That's how you trust. And you get rid of repetitive negative thoughts. You believe they are negative. They are not negative. They are just thoughts. They just don't feel good. The idea that you might experience them doesn't feel good. That's why you interpret them as being negative. Thoughts are actually neutral. They are not really good or negative. They are toxic, jealous, and they hate me because I work hard. Look, E.T., you have an assumption about yourself that people get envy on me. I'm too good for them. I'm too... how do I say this? I'm too good to be true. They must think I must be doing something wrong, that I got my money in other... Oh, fuck it. E.T., just stop viewing people as toxic. Like, they are your creation. Why would you believe they are toxic? Instead of that, wait. Instead of that, say, people love me, they appreciate me, they adore me. People always worship me, they admire me. So it's about the drama. You see, why can't you assume they are loving and friendly? E.T. Why choose that scenario? Like, you had the scenario of I'm worshipped, I am admired for what I do, and then you have the scenario like they're toxic, they're jealous, everyone is against me. But no one is against you. You hold the story that people are against you, but you also can hold the story of people worship me. Choose. What do you want to choose? You can always choose. The scenario is at your hand. Any scenario is perfectly valid. Lena, was my assumption that my sister argued with me because I want to choose my ex, that he's married and she doesn't agree with this? Yes, but why should you care about what people say? They're just reflecting you. She said I destroy families. Well, you created the family that your specific person has because he's just a reflection of you. His family is just a concept you held about families and relationships. Regardless, you do create his family day after day after day after day. Look, the desire is there for a reason, okay? Everything is your creation. So you just manifest the specific person that wants you to. It's not like he's not wanting you and you're dragging him, forcing him to be with you. You understand? He has no free will. That means he reflects what you believe about him and the love he has for you. Nikki, how can we change a trait in our personality? Decide you don't have that trait in your personality anymore. Oh, I remember when I was so obsessed. I was so chasing things. Now I don't chase that anymore. It's not who I am, you get me? I'm not that person anymore. I'm the new me. The new me doesn't chase anything because I know I have everything. That's how you change it. How do I... So many comments. La la la. Wait. How do I get rid of 3P even if I'm not sure 3P exists, but just worry it might? Well, what does third party represent? KI98. A third party represents your insecurities that you might not be chosen or worthy enough for the priority. You believe that that person has the free will or has power to decide what will happen in your life. You still believe that he is your God and not you, do you? So you get rid of third party knowing that it's your creation. It's just a reflection of your insecurities. I'll just flip my camera. Hey, I'm back. Answer me. KI98. Why do you worry that third party might exist? Maria, tips for manifesting appearance change, like we get ready for work all day, how to not check the mirror. Even if you check the mirror, no, it's not there to stay. No, that is not a circumstance set in stone. You can change it anytime. Even if you get proof from your 3D, like, hey, you have acne, still. Yeah, but not for long. Like, I'm the creator of my reality, so I don't care what you say. That's ignoring the 3D. That's how you walk through your 3D. Circumstances are just a reflection of your past old you, so that's what you do. Oh, I made the poetry. Lena, you don't care if she doesn't agree or not. You see her for what she is. She's just a reflection of you. How not to be triggered by traumas and pains. Understand that trauma and pains are not real. And when I say they're not real, I'm not saying you didn't experience them. You just experienced it, that side of a story where you had trauma and pain. So you ignore them by knowing that they don't get to decide what will come next. Stop clinging on trauma and pain to, how do you say that, to reason why you don't have your manifestation yet. So self-love is everything. Yes, but not the self-love you might believe. Self-love is loving yourself enough to have the best assumptions about you and others. That's what self-love is. And to love yourself so much that you can allow yourself to have your desires and not find shitty reason excuses for why you cannot have it. Because this is human victim mindset. So do I affirm that he will love that he sees when he meets me? No, you don't affirm, you know it. He has no other choice but to love you. Good morning, Maria. How do I know it's done, my desire? Dani, well, if it weren't done, then how could you get the desire in the first place? From the moment you get the desire, it's already done. Logical, right? So many people say manifestation is not logical, and they mean like it's not logical because you might get all these logical reasons in the 3D for why you cannot have it. But manifestation is more logical if you think about it. I'm God. If I desire something, that means creation is already finished. That means I can have it. Of course it's done. Otherwise, why would I have the desire in the first place? Like, why do you crave for a certain food? Because it's done. The possibility is there. It's done. You just select it. Off topic, but where are you from? I love your accent. I'm from Romania, but I live in Greece. How do I know I am? Just decide, moving there and walk. How do you know you are what? God? You do reverse engineer and you prove to yourself that every event you ever had in your life was backed up by the thought you had before it happened. I mean, he has children from a previous relationship, and so do I, like the Brandy Bunch. And is that, why do you see that as a threat, and why do you see that as an obstacle? So many families, like, guys, you ask questions on, and when you have like proof in the 3D that this can happen, you choose to say like, oh, you choose the wrong scenario. Like, I've seen people, they didn't get married because they had children from previous marriages, but you don't see the other examples that you gave yourself through other people in your 3D. Like, you don't see the other examples that say, and they lived happily after, because I know this friend of mine got married and they had children, and if they could, then I can. So you always choose the bad examples. You never choose the, oh, I know it's possible because I've seen it, like so many people did it. Like, I know Baby Cupcakes, she said, she was always saying, I am afraid that he's not gonna like me because of my, I have to be thinner. And I told her, like, there are so many women which are more, you know, and they still have their specific person crazy over them. Like, why do you always have to choose the examples? Like, I don't know. You assign meaning to everything, good or bad, based on your self-concept. Yeah. I'm really sick right now with the flu. Don't worry, it will pass. No, Claire. Please don't get her into the subconscious mind. Look, guys, it's your subconscious thoughts that reflect. So if you think something negative about, she has no choice to reflect. No, it's not the subconscious mind. Please, guys, you've got this all wrong. Even implying that there is a subconscious thought, that means it's hidden from you and you don't have access to it. So it's not a subconscious thought. She obviously thought about it consciously. So let's stop assigning our reality based on what our subconscious mind tells us, because our subconscious mind is not in charge of shit. It doesn't get to decide. The subconscious mind is not something separate. It doesn't get to decide. I get to decide. My conscious mind. That's why I'm here. So even assuming that it's a subconscious mind and she reflected that it's a subconscious thought, well, she was aware of the thought, isn't she? She was aware that her sister didn't like her wanting a married person. So it wasn't subconscious, was it? She was aware of it. So it was a conscious thought. Stop saying it's subconscious. It implies that it's hidden. Hey, Krista. Kiran, how can you work on self-concept? Any tips? You don't work on anything. You don't work your way out. You just select. Well, I'll just use the camera to make my hair a little bit. Oh, look. Okay, so how do you work on self-concept? You don't work on self-concept. You select it. There's nothing to work on. You just decide, I'm this person from now on. Done. I'm just a little bit scared of what people will say. Who are those people, Lena? Aren't they just reflections? They cannot say anything that you don't assume they will say. They're just your reflection. Is it okay to have a negative day when manifesting? Will that affect your results? No. Karen, stop being afraid. You can have a negative day all you want. You can have multiple negative days. It won't affect your manifestation unless you assume it will affect your manifestation. So unless you give it the meaning and give it the power, oh, I had some doubt, I believe this doubt will manifest, I'm scared it will manifest, you gave it the permission, you allowed it to have power. Sorry guys. You gave it the power to manifest in your world. You get it the power to decide. So no, you can have a negative day, but you don't want to stick there because it's not pleasant, not because anything else. Can you manifest not to go gray? What do you mean? Not to get old? Of course. CSEC, how long is the time delay between manifestation and the passing of old assumptions? Thank you. In my opinion, 1 second. But you do believe, like, if you ask me this question, CSEC, you must assume that time must pass, like the 3D is not an instant reflection of your new assumptions. 3D isn't catching up, 3D is lagging, that's why I don't have my manifestation. So it's yet again a reason and an excuse for why you don't have it in the now. I worry because I don't entirely believe I'm in control, I guess. Do reverse engineer. And he's done crappy things like that, and he's been pulling back on text lately. But I know I'm creating this. Are you just for... Do you see you are... What's the word? You're contradicting yourself. So you say, I worry because I don't entirely believe I'm in control, but I know I'm creating this, and he's pulling back. Every time you say he's done things, he does that, he says that, they do that, you don't believe you're in control. Because if you do believe, if you did know that you were creating this, you wouldn't say that they do this to me. So this is a victim mentality. Can you see it? Just you saying that they are doing this to me. It's like, I don't believe I'm in control. They are. If I want to be a dancer and having a lot of providers, that doesn't mean it will happen. Yes, that's what you desire. That's your desire. That's your next experience if you choose it. Is it not okay to manifest communication from SP? I didn't say, Kisara, it's not okay, but don't you want more? Like, I believe communication is a must. It's a taken for granted thing. Like, don't you want a relationship, marriage? Don't you want him to worship the ground you walk on? Why would you want only communication? Like, is this a sign? Like, oh, I communicate, that means they love them. They love me. If they talk to me, they love me. Blues, Jazz, Naroba, I told you who you are. You're God in human form. You came here to have a human experience. How can your subconscious mind be separate from you? Did you see it? Do you perceive it? No, you don't. Kind of tired of doing all these techniques though. Just want to sit back and let my manifestation happen, of course. Hey, Anastasia. Decide, Lizzie, you're not gonna have a gray hair. If we are creators, God, then who decide when and how we will die? You do. You do. You decide when you die. And how? You get to decide. Lovey, what do you think about revision? I don't practice revision because I don't believe past circumstances have anything to do with my present circumstances. Like, I don't believe they are in charge of my next outcome. So why would I revise? Revision means like You believe that the past is to be accountable of your present circumstance, and it's not. Creation is finished, and you're always choosing the now moment. It doesn't matter what happened an hour ago. You can choose now that that's who I am. This is a nice question that shows me you didn't understand who you are. When both of you are manifesting the same SP, how the universe decides who gets the desire? Who's the universe? Mihrambam. You are the universe. What do you mean? No one has any power to manifest in your world. You get your SP. Who cares? I know you're right. I always go back to the victim. How do I stop wavering like this? You decide you no longer want to be a victim. Like, didn't you have enough shit for yourself? Do you still want to manifest the same old shitty behaviors? Are you still in the habit of life is happening to me, I'm not in charge, there is already a written destiny, I might go by the script and the script is written by someone else, why does this happen to me? Do you like being like this? Well, if you don't, it means you've changed self. If you do the decision like, I'm not that victim anymore. Kesara, of course I want a relationship, but he's silent though. And you interpret him being silent as you not being able to get the relationship, so you want to manifest contact first. So that you can prove yourself that you can have the relationship. You made him silent, by the way, because you don't believe you can have a relationship with him. If I say it happens today and it doesn't, what can I tell myself to not get discouraged? You can stop setting timelines. Like, if you do say it's going to happen today or tomorrow, and that means you kind of assume that it's not already happening. It will happen tomorrow, but it's already happening. Why don't you allow it to show up when it shows up? Why do you feel the need to control? Like today, are you really in the desperation? This is a victim mindset. Like, I need it to happen today. No, you don't need it to happen today. You prefer it to happen today. But when you set a timeline, be sure you're not going to get discouraged or believing that this doesn't work. It's like a video game. Yeah, video game, movie, theater, play, dream, whatever you want to call it, Krista. How did I make him silent though? Do you believe he's going to write to you? Kisara, go away. How did you make him silent? Do you believe that he's going to write to you? How can I live at the end of my... In the end, not at the end, Nino. Okay, what do you want to manifest? Tell me what you want to manifest, Nino. Do you think most people live in the victim mindset? Yes. Thank you for answering. To clarify, what about the situation I want to change with revision to never happen? Thank you for your answering. Wait, what about the situation I want to change with revision to never happen? Why do you believe that situation is still to get to still decide what will happen from now on? You're thinking in linear time. Why do you believe this situation has the power to decide what comes next? It doesn't. A situation is a manifestation of you. of an old self. So it's a circumstance. Let it go. Let the die bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. I want to believe in manifestation, and I affirm that. How do you live in the end of believing in manifestation? You do reverse engineer and you prove to yourself that, hey, it was actually me creating everything. Do you affirm or just have a decision that you are the person? Look, guys, because I know that I'm God, I can just decide. But if you don't know you're God yet, and you don't get that conviction, you can start affirming until you will get that conviction that you are that person. It's a choice. But in the background, I have thoughts that don't match with my desire living in the end. Look, you live in the end means whatever you want to manifest. Like you want to manifest marriage, okay? You live in the end of already being married. Like how would you look at your person? You know they're yours. You know they're not going anywhere. It's kind of a taken for granted thing. You know, it's normal for you to be loved. You know, it's normal for you to be in a relationship. You know, you're loved, chosen, worshipped, etc., 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 etc. How would you walk if you had your manifestation? Like, you would be relieved. You will be safe knowing that it's taken care of, knowing that your manifestation is here, knowing that no one can take anything away from you because you're God, etc., etc. Me and my SP broke up. I want him back with commitment, but I can't get out of old story advice. Old story, why are you clinging to your old story? Do you like it so much? You love it so much? Like the old story, it's something you manifested. Do you love your old story so much? One more question. Why do I feel it's so easy to manifest things I don't want? Because you say it's easy to manifest things you don't want. It's easy to manifest everything I don't give a shit about. The big things, the things that I love, are just so fucking hard. And hey, look at me. I'm just making an assumption that the things I want are hard to manifest. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for sharing the live. Just had an awareness about the level of self-punishment I thought I deserved by creating all. What? Hey, Catalina. Catalea. Sorry, I just messed up your name. Even if you placed it under your... Okay, this is funny. I like... Wait. Just had an awareness about the level of self-punishment I thought I deserved by creating all. Could you please elaborate, Anastasia, so I can understand and give you a perception? Why are you doing this with a puzzle thing? Like, I even show my face. What do you want to verify? I wrote my manifestation in my notebook and I placed it under my bed. Will that work? Sorry, under my pillow. Well, you can place it under a tree. Do you believe it's going to work? Because actually, look, all techniques are just a placebo to allow yourself like, oh, I know I wrote it and I know that by writing it, this is an assumption you have that by writing it, it will manifest by itself. So it's actually you allowing yourself to have your desire. I myself know that it's enough to only be aware of my desire and it will manifest. So if you believe it will work, it will work. It's just a placebo. Cerdos, hey Cerdos, let's say we are suspicious of something or something is bothering us. Should we just ignore it? Suspicious, why? No, you have to get to the core of what is suspicious. What assumptions you have. Mostly, the deal breaker is I never get what I want. I'm not in control of it. So you are suspicious of what? What's your assumption of it? You must have an assumption. Suspicious of what? It's you creating everything. It's only you. The others are just a reflection. So what are you suspicious of? It's healthy. You don't think it's healthy though. Sardos, I need more details. Did you manifest living in Greece? Yes, of course. Everything is a manifestation since the day we were born. Oh fuck, he's a dismissive avoidant. Well, you must stop thinking he's a dismissive avoidant. Love K Bash, do you know you're the creator and he's just reflecting you? You say he's a dismissive avoidant, that's what he's going to be. A dismissive avoidant. Couldn't you find a better story to say about him? Why did you choose dismissive avoidant? Why can't you just say he's a healthy, secure attachment style? His actions make it hard to revise. His actions, it's him. It's not me in charge, it's him, his actions. He has his own world, he has his own actions, and I don't control that, and I just have to obey what he wants. I'm not the god of my reality, he is, because his actions make me not get what I want, so he is the god of my reality, so he gets to decide. So it's actually not me creating anything, it's actually him creating everything, and I'm fucked and life happens to me, and I'm such a victim for believing that people do things to me without understanding that it's my fucking assumptions getting reflected in the 3D. And just by saying that he's a narcissist or he's a dismissive avoidant makes him act and behave like a dismissive avoidant. And if I instead understood that I have this old story about him, then I could change it and I could see him in a different assumption. But hey, he's just reflecting a story about me that I'm not chosen, I'm not enough, so that's why I thought he was a dismissive avoidant, because dismissive avoidant don't choose people. So I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of a commitment, and that's why I came up with the excuse that he's a dismissive avoidant, because gee. Got it? So it's actually you. Why did you believe about yourself you wouldn't be chosen? Not good enough. I'm not chosen, so someone will have to come up in my reality showing me that I'm not chosen with the excuses that he's a narcissist. I'm married. My job is more important. I'm busy. My friends are more important. I have a mental health I have to take care of. Third parties, third parties, third parties, third parties. Family, children, job, sister, mental health, avoidance, narcissists, fuckboys. These are all reflections of I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough, I'm a failure, I'm not worthy of commitment. Anastasia, do you agree with that assumption anymore? You created your